There we are.
Hello and happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to Country Chic Paint's page where they do their live Thursdays. And guess who's doing a live one? We are.
On Thursday.
On Thursday, yes. I'm Sherry with Said Your Way Studio. My beautiful assistant, Allison, is behind the camera.
Oh, yeah.
You can give a shout out to Allie. Say hello, Allie.
Yep.
We're going to make, or I'm going to show you how to make kind of like a faux barnwoody, rustic-y looking tray.
All those things.
With one of these rounds, one of these wood rounds that you can get at any of your big box stores, and our awesome paint from Country Chic Paint.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to show you how to actually use the paint almost like a glaze. So it's a really cool technique. And guess what, everybody?
Guess what?
As you come on, we've got a way to tell you how to win some free products. So do we have some people on there? Or
we do. Amanda says, hey.
Hello, Amanda.
That's what Amanda says.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you in just a moment what you can do to win. And I'm going to tell you what you actually win. I think they're posting it in the comments. But you can get 2 4-ounces of Country Chic Paint.
Oh, yeah.
A 2-ounce, I have notes over here, of wax, and a 4-ounce of glaze.
Hear that, Missy?
Yes. And as you're coming in, if you could say, like, give us a shout out where you're located. It's kind of fun to know, like, where everybody is watching from.
Are you on the couch? Are you at the kitchen table?
That's right. Well, not that. Like, where you're at. We're in Indiana. We're where the corn's at. And actually, the corn isn't growing here because we've had lots of rain. So the poor farmers are drowning.
Because we know you want to hear about the corn.
Anybody giving us their locations?
Tell us where you are.
Tell us where
Kathy
you are.
says hi. Tell us where you are, Kathy.
Hello, Kathy. All right, well, let me tell you how you can win your freebies,
Yes.
your goodies.
Yes.
So what I want you to do is I want you to list in the comments, post in those comments, who you would like to make one of these awesome trays for.
Who?
Would you like to make one for yourself, which is totally fine, and you should.
That's an answer.
You can make one for a friend. You can make one for your mom, for your sister,
your dog,
for your aunt,
cat.
You can do it for your dog. Your dog might like it.
If you have a llama, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if your llama would like the tray, though.
I mean, maybe.
Okay, so also what I want to share with you is what other things we're going to need for this project. So we have our wood round. We're actually only using 2 colors of Country Chic Paint. We're going to be using the vanilla frosting and then the dark roast. And I'm going to show you a nifty thing to do with this dark roast. I'm in love with this color because you can make it look like a stain. And it's just a really versatile color, paint color. And I want to give a shout out to the new collection. If you all haven't checked it out yet, you need to get on countrychicpaint.com and check out all the new colors in the Lustrum collection. We don't have them here in the studio yet. We're hoping to get them in soon, but we have the samples and I've been playing with them. But and actually I have a piece of furniture that I'm painting with them, but I'm getting a little sidetracked, so I need to focus. And so anyways,
Vicky and Amanda want to make one for themselves.
Yeah,
because that's great.
That's good, Vicky and Amanda. Okay, so you need those 2 paint colors, and you can use other paint colors in the line too, but these 2 are how to do this technique. If you want to pan over here, Allison, and show them.
Look at that.
So we're going to kind of give it some layery goodness over here on the tray, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do.
Good old layery goodness. Oh, look at that. That's
so you'll need the paint. You'll also need some little poles or handles.
Poles and handles.
Yes.
See? 2 of them,
and
preferably.
I have a little tip about this. A lot of times people will go into the hardware store looking for what you'd see on your cabinets, and that isn't what you want. These are actually poles for like screen doors, and they're lots less expensive. So look for screen door poles, and you can use those for your trays, and they're great. So that's what you'll need, some of those. The other thing is you can use any brushes. I'm just really going to use these cheapy chip brushes today because they do kind of give you, for at least the dry brushing aspect, a really neat, nice, feathery technique. So these are good for that. And then you're going to need some little wipe back cloths. You can use any paper towels. And we're going to do an optional stencil. You don't have to put a stencil on this, but we're going to put one on. And then we're going to finish it out with a little wax. And that's what you're going to get today in freebie if you win.
Oh, Missy says she already has a round and some handles, so all she needs is paint and wax.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So all you have to do is comment who you'd like to make that tray for.
Yeah, make it. A lot of people want to make it for themselves. I'm really appreciating everybody.
Yes.
It's great.
You know what? I'm a selfish person. Almost everything I do for myself first. And then if I,
Well, you got to figure out if it's good first.
That's right.
So you got to do it for yourself first,
actually,
just in case.
You know what? I don't know if anybody else is like this, but that's the motivator a lot of times for why I make stuff is because I see it, like on Pinterest or on Country Chic Paint's page, and I say, I got to make one of those for myself. And then you make them for others after you make the one for yourself.
After you make sure they're really good.
Okay, so we're going to dig in here. And if you have any questions as we're going along, just don't hesitate to shoot them in the comments. And the other thing is, too, you can always use our code SAIDYOURWAY10 on countrychicpaint.com's website, and you get 10% off your order. So if you've not ordered from us, use that code. You get 10% off your first order. It's a
Ooh,
great
Susan
way to
says
save.
she's watching. So what were you doing with the brushes just now?
Oh, yes. Hold on. I'm going to get I'm a little parched. Need a little water.
Sip some water. Become unparched.
All right. So what I was doing, these are natural bristle. And generally, with our paint, I use it synthetic. But these are natural bristle and they drop. So since they're cheap, I just like to make sure I don't get all those natural bristles in my paint. So I'm giving them, I call it manhandle the brush, which is kind of not really a nice term. But you just really give it a really good once over and make sure all those loose bits are out.
Robin says she would make one for her and one for her mom.
Awesome.
So a little bit of sharing going on.
So again, tell us where you're tuning in.
Tell us where you're at.
Give us some hearts and loves. And if you know somebody who's creative and you think they would appreciate this, you can pass it along to them as well with that little button. That
pass
you
it
have
right
I'm not
along.
going to tell you what it's called, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so what I'm going to do, the first thing is I'm going to take our vanilla frosting, and this is a little different. You can do the same technique that I'm going to do here with our glaze, which is one of the products that you can win today. I'm going to put this down first, a paint base down first, just arbitrarily, random. I'll show you all over this board.
Just random crazy.
And then you're going to go over it with, I'm going to show you what to do with the dark roast, but you can go over it with one of our glazes as well and get the same kind of a look. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to dip into my paint and get it coated. And then I'm going to try not to coat myself as I show you here, but I'm just going to kind of go across it in random bursts.
Burts?
Burts.
Burts is a good word.
Spurts.
Ooh, Angie says she's from, forgive me.
From?
Rideau Lakes, Ontario, Canada.
This is good because
this is a fun time.
I think I just got paint on my glasses.
Rideau?
Maybe. Okay, so
Is it
you're just gonna
Rideau?
go. Can you see this, Allie?
No, let me go in there.
Oh, not that
Make
one.
sure I don't get all painted.
Don't get in the wrong paint here, too.
Look at that.
That's what I'm doing.
You can see how it's not solid. It's definitely all over, which is fun.
See how I'm kind of just randomly giving it some.
And it's vanilla frosting.
This is vanilla frosting. And I know that this is strange, but you'll see my.
We know that this is weird. You don't need to let us know that.
I know that, and I even go over the side with this to give it a little resist on the side.
It ends up looking really cool.
Yeah.
This whole process, you're going to think, oh my gosh, they're ruining it. But we're not quite. Not entirely.
And I have to give a shout out to the person that inspired this type of layering technique for me, and that was Heidi Scott. She is someone who I have met in my creative journey, and she kind of showed me this, and it's just the coolest thing. And I've used like wax resist and things, but using the paint kind of as a resist.
Thank you, Angie. It's pronounced Rideau. Thank you very much.
All right.
Kathy, Nanamino, British Columbia.
Ooh,
Woo!
I think do you know somebody from there?
I do.
Okay, I'm using one of my trusty Amazon Prime fans to dry it a little bit. Then I'm going to give it just a little bit more. I'm going to come back in with just a little bit more on top of a few of these spots. And then I'm going to show you what to do with our dark roast paint.
Tracy says this is a beautiful project. You could personalize it in so many ways.
You could do all kinds of
from
stuff.
Kentucky. She's
All
from
right.
Kentucky. Woo!
Shout out to Kentucky.
We got a Kentuckian.
So again, who all is wanting to make one of these trays for either themselves or for one of their friends? If you comment in the comments below, you can get your name entered to win the free goodies.
Oh yeah, free goodies. They're the goodest of the goodies. Not gonna find any other goodies as good.
I have to tell you, I think you have to check out the new line though. I have a dresser
It's
that
so
I have.
pretty.
Peachy Keen, is that what I'm doing?
Mhm.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's very smooth. It's like a
We're doing
pie.
our Furniture Fridays lives on the Said Your Way Studio Facebook page, and I get to actually tell everyone now that we've announced the new colors, and we have some beautiful colors with that new collection. All right, this is
Peachy Keen. Country Chic Paint says they love Peachy Keen.
I love
Hopefully they love Peachy Keen.
I love it.
It's very nice.
We have a lot of new fabulous ones.
It's delicious.
So I'm just coming back in just a few of these spots just to darken that. It's going to give it a little depth of color.
I'll come in again and
Just
show
a little
you.
bit. It's in the same kind of spaces, but it's going to give it just a little bit of a depth of color.
Char said she'd love a tray. It would make a perfect gift. And she's from Neenah, Wisconsin.
So
The new line is gorgeous, says Robin.
I
Love the
think so,
pastels.
too. Yeah.
Whole. I like the purplies. What is that one purple
Yeah,
called?
the one purple.
It's on the table behind
Country
you.
Chic, help us out.
Oh, what is
Actually,
the really nice deep, like
Yes.
plum or type of
love
thing?
it. I can't.
What'd you say? Oh, it's called chair something. It's called something.
I should walk backwards.
Cheers. Got it.
Cheers.
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 I heard
It's called
cheers. I heard chairs, and that's definitely not what it was. So I wasn't gonna say that completely.
So if you're just joining us or you've just hopped on, I'm Sherry with Side Your Way Studio. That's Allison behind the camera.
I'm also with Sid Joey
and
Studio.
we're doing this rustic tray. And you can win goodies to make your very own at home. And all you have to do is just tell us who you'd like to make a tray for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Misty wants to know where the round is from.
Actually, I think this is from Menards. I like they have a smaller one. Home Depot carries
They're
some
very
as well.
nice on the sides.
Yeah. And they have various sizes. You can get from smaller than this to larger, like really, really big ones. I think you can even get like a tabletop round. And you can do the same thing with the tabletop. Any raw wood, you can do the same technique with. You can do it over existing finish as well, but the raw wood's going to look a little bit different.
Just left the Wise Owl brand is dying to try the new brand, says Angie. She is dying to try it. We need to get her some.
The Lustrum collection.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just checking to see. It's still a little damp. I want to make sure that it's dry enough that I can go over it with my next step.
Oshkosh. Hi from Oshkosh, says Pamela. I'm so sorry.
Are you hacking everything,
I
Allie?
apologize. I'm hacking. Just a little, just a lot of hacking.
So for any of you out there, like I'm doing this with the dark roast and the vanilla frosting, but what colors do you think you would like to layer?
Oh, yeah.
Are there any of
See,
the
look
other
at those back
colors?
there.
You
There's
can
some
look
nice
at
colors.
all the colors
It's
we
kind of
have.
hard to read the names from here, but
You
they're
can
very beautiful.
Shout out the numbers and we can tell you the
Yeah,
names.
just shout out those numbers. Rita says she wants to make one for herself. I respect you, Rita.
Yes.
You know what you want. Ooh,
That
Ingrid
sounds-
says she wants to make a tray for her house.
Oh yeah.
And if it turns out nice, it would be a really nice gift for a neighbor during
Yeah,
a holiday.
It would be a great housewarming gift. It really
Warm
would.
that house with one of these beautiful round boys.
Okay, while this is still, it dries very fast.
That's
so it's almost
a great
done.
aspect of the paint.
Typically, I would tell you, like, don't leave your brush sit out, but for this technique, now if you have a really nice brush, don't do this. You want to get it wet, especially with this paint. It bonds really quickly. But we don't care if it gets a little stiff for the next step that we're going to use it for. So you can just leave it right there. Now, we're going to use the dark roast for the next step. And you can see I have it in a little
I'll go up.
cup.
I'll zoom in for this whole
But
part.
what I'm going to do is I am
What you
going
gonna
to dump in some water. It's about half-half.
It's very approximate,
Yeah, so
which means not exact.
I didn't do well in chemistry, but it's about 50-50 or close. I'll show you the consistency. You're
Whoa,
just
whoa,
going to
whoa.
want to, sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry if I made you all a little nauseous.
Everyone's sick now. We all got sickness.
I don't want to splash it up on the camera.
Yeah, I'll
but-
pull back just a little.
See how I'm turning it into kind of a liquid. Well, it already was a liquid.
A
But
liquidy
a
or
little
liquid?
thinner liquid, yes. Almost like a wash. Now, the glaze that you could win today, or you can order on Country Chic Paint's page, you could do, like, instead of doing the paint mixed with water, you could go over it with one of our glazes that we have as well and get the same kind of effect. But I just love this dark roast.
And Missy says she likes that you wouldn't have to need a really expensive brush.
No, not for this project.
No.
You really don't.
You can go cheap.
Yes. Now, if I was, painting a piece of furniture or something really large, you're going to want a nice brush for that. But for this type of craft, you don't really need to. Okay, so I think I'm pretty good. And I will say, this is the part that gets messy.
It gets messy.
So if someone's sitting beside you that you don't like, no, I'm kidding.
Then
it
you
doesn't
get paint
matter.
everywhere. Ooh, Angie says she wants to know how to become a local retailer,
Oh,
or find a
yes.
local retailer, or become one.
Yes, you can
should definitely
find-
become one.
You can find any local retailers that we have for Country Chic Paint on their website. I can't talk, countrypaint.com. But I'm sure one of the Country Chic Paint wonderful ladies will get in touch
Go
with
get them,
you.
Country Chic Paint.
Yes.
Angie's right over there.
Yes. And it as a retailer, they're awesome. And we've sold other paint lines, and I have to tell you, so far our favorite by far, just so you know. And I'm not just saying that either. Country Chic Paint is awesome. Okay, so now I've mixed that up. Now I'm gonna get dirty now.
It's gonna
time
get
to
dirty in here.
All right, so now I'm gonna use my other chip brush, and I'm gonna move my water because I don't want my Yeti to have paint all over it.
You just add water to paint, Missy. Oh, we're
That's
gonna
it.
get close here.
And I'm gonna show you how
Put
we
on
do
your
this. And this is
raincoats.
where it's gonna get a little messy and crazy, and you can see it's gonna flick all over.
Because it wasn't messy enough or crazy enough.
Oops. And I just for the sake of like television or Facebook Lives.
Ooh, Missy wants to know if she could use the watered paint on a stain as a stain for a cabinet.
On an existing finish, it's not. It would have to be raw wood. But yes, if it's raw wood, you totally could do that. Now I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna wipe it back. And you get this, and I'm gonna leave spots open because I'm gonna come back in.
Oh.
Can you see that?
Oh, it looks cool. Here, let me get close.
See?
That looks really awesome. You can see definitely where the white was.
Yeah.
Or the
It
vanilla
resists,
frosting.
and you get layers of color is what you get.
It's really cool.
Now, like on this one, I went ahead and used the back of it and just stained the back out too. That's with the watered down dark roast. But for this one, I'm just gonna do the top, so you're not with
Oh, it
us
looks so
like
cool.
for the rest of your life.
Maybe they want to be on here the rest of their
Yeah,
life.
we would love for you to just like hang out with us and create. It's what we love to do. And again, if you do love it, give us some hearts and some loves.
Or those cool faces that are going, ah, in a good way.
Like the scary faces.
No, I think there's a happy one.
You
A
can
happy one that's
You
yelling.
can see it's pretty messy though.
Oh, they're listening. They got lots of stuff going. It's all
Oh,
red.
awesome. Isn't that cool?
Very
I'm gonna
cool,
get it.
says Deb. I think it's awesome. Looks kind of like driftwood or weathered barnwood.
Yes.
So loving this, says Missy. Is this your thing, Missy? I appreciate that. Look
I'm
at
gonna
this.
go
Isn't that
on
cool?
this and get my edges a little better, just so later.
It looks so aged in such a short amount of time.
Well, and typically I will tell you when I buy these rounds, like if I'm making a Lazy Susan or a tray, I usually always try to get the ones that aren't, they're like the best, that don't have a lot of knots and don't have like, the separation. But for this technique,
Oh, you can see here, I'll show you.
Yeah, the more
See?
the more
See that?
ugly
Isn't
the
that
piece
cool?
is, the better off
See
it'll be
all
in the end.
that?
Because
That's
it'll
so
give
pretty.
it that aged look.
Robin says she would love to make one for both of her sisters.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And see, the thing something I didn't say is when I'm doing this though, I am staying with the grain of the wood. So I'm following the graining pattern of the wood when I do it
Going with the grain.
with the grain.
Gotta adjust myself here.
So yes.
Look at that.
And I'll wipe
Very
this
cool.
back here. And as it dries, you're gonna see some color variation. I'll leave some of that pink.
Ashley says she's redecorating her home, and this would be perfect.
Yes.
And she does that little
And
heart
the
emoji
thing
eyes
is,
thing.
you
It's
can
adorable.
Do it so you can do some other colors so it gives it more of a beach appearance to you. If you wanted to try some of the different paint choices that we have available with the Country Chic Paint line. And again, if you've never ordered from us, you feel free to use the Said Your Way 10 coupon code, and you can get 10% off your order on countrychicpaint.com's page.
Oh, yeah.
So
Great videos, says Angie.
awesome.
Love ya.
Awesome. Okay.
Sherry
like
says,
the-
beautiful. You got a good name, Sherry.
Awesome name, Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Coming
so-
from a fellow Sherry.
That's right.
'Cause she's
and
a Sherry.
I've got some little like you could come through.
yeah,
This
here.
is another thing you could do, and I didn't do this on mine, but you could come through and do. And I don't want to get it on the camera. Let me get it a little more wet.
Say that code again, says Angie. Say the code again.
Oh, it's Said Your Way 10.
Said your way 10. Woohoo.
You could come back through, and I'm going to show you this.
that's
I'm going to wipe
cool.
it back. but you could give it a little wormholing, and we didn't do this in the first one, but you could let this dry like that, the spots. I'm gonna kind of buff it because we're gonna go over it with another color, but that's another technique that you could use. You could do it with the white too.
See those little specks? Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go, and it's kind of fun. You can get crazy creative.
Oh, you
with
could
it.
totally do this with a light turquoise color, Ashley.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be awesome.
We're gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna show you the next step, because I like to come back in. This is gonna dry down, and it'll get a little bit more muted. It looks, when it's wet, it looks a little bit more prominent. And see what I mean about you're gonna get.
Yeah, here, let me go.
This is when I know I've had a good time, when
you're
like
covered
that.
in everything.
That's right. But we're gonna let this dry out, and then I'm gonna give it a little bit more depth of color by adding a little bit more of that French vanilla back on, dry brushing it back on. But I have to.
Country Chic Paint says, great idea with the wormholes.
Yeah,
it was
isn't that cool?
Got it dedicated to the worms.
Yeah, let it dry, and it'll give it like a wormholing. It's kind of funny, honestly. I think, you know, we like that age on things. I love it.
Real quick, the
Yes.
colors we use
Oh, yes.
are using are dark roast for the
Yes.
brown right here, and then vanilla frosting for all the creamy stuff. Only 2 colors of paint, which is really cool.
Yes, that's it. And you could use
You could use any 2 colors.
And you could layer with another. If you wanted to bring in like our driftwood or cobblestone and give it like even more depth of color, you
Do a
can
lot of
totally
layering.
do that. But I'll tell you, by putting down that base paint first, you're getting a resist, and it gives it that variation in color, which makes it look so cool. It would look cool on a tabletop to do something like this.
Catherine says she would love to make one for herself and others.
Awesome.
That would be cool.
So what other colors? I know someone mentioned like a turquoise color. What other colors would you all like
Yeah.
to use in place of the
gray,
the brown?
a blue.
You could do just a gray. And
You could do a white,
yeah.
a white and a black. You can
could
see how
go
that would
more
look.
Stark white.
That would be
yes.
cool.
Like simplicity. Yes, you could do it. It would end up being gray when you add the water, though. I think
It would be a cool color try. Try all those colors.
I'm a girl on a mission. I brought 2 fans.
Girl on a
because
mission.
my other one died there almost. So.
Missy says she would use a gray. Oh yeah, gray and light blue, says Angie.
Oh yeah, a light blue would be pretty.
A light blue would be awesome.
I like the is it Elegance, or what's the brown one?
The brown one.
I like the Elegance and the Cobblestone
Oh, yeah.
together. Those are a
Yep.
really pretty combination too.
Those are pretty.
So we're almost, believe it or not, even mix it in the water.
It's almost dry.
This is the thing. This is a craft. So like if you're painting furniture or other things, our paint, the Country Chic Paint line of paint dries very quickly. But if you're doing like a bigger project, I would, let your dry times be longer than what we've done here. But for a craft like this, honestly, you can
don't
rush
have it a little.
Yes, you absolutely can.
It's not going to be the end of the world.
No, it's raw wood. It's not a big deal.
Especially working with raw wood. It soaks it up like a sponge.
But I'm like a rule follower, so for me it's always, I always like to do it the right way. So I'm just telling all of you out there, if you're like me, it's okay to like rush it a little bit.
It's okay to put on the speed.
So let's see. Let me see. What other questions can
Ooh,
we
Rhonda
ask
says
them?
she'd love to make one of these for her little sister.
Oh,
Sweet.
cool. Okay, so I'm a little damp on the sides, but I'm going to show you. See how this is kind of drying now, and it goes a
Oh, it
little
looks so cool.
lighter in color.
Looks
We
like
have
a
those
planet.
little flecks of color there.
See how cool that looks? All right.
But just make sure your space is like prepared for the mess, because
See
you
how
will
prepared that
you will
is?
get messy. So now I'm going to go, since my sides are still a little damp, but my top's pretty good. I'm going to go back on it. Remember when I was early on, I said you don't have to worry about if your brush gets a little stiff. It's actually better that some paint has dried on here. Now when I do the dry brushing, I'm going to come back over and bring in some more feathers of this color. I'm just going to dip in. I just dipped the tip, like the absolute
dip
tip.
the tip.
See that?
Yep.
Just
see
dip
that
the tip.
See that dipped tip?
And then what I'm going to do is just kind of come in here and just lightly.
Oh, we're using dark chocolate and vanilla frosting.
And
so the
this is
two
the
things
vanilla.
that make you want to eat things.
That's
The 2 colors make you want to eat.
no, it's dark roast.
Oh, dark roast.
She
Sorry.
said dark chocolate. She wants dark
I did.
chocolate.
Never mind. That was just my subconscious. Don't listen to that.
It's your subconscious.
It wants chocolate.
So I'm going to come back in
Oh, see how cool that looks?
and give it some little bits
Ooh,
of
Ingrid
dry
wants to know if
brushing.
this paint is good for outdoors.
It is, actually.
It
now,
is
if it's
so good for
something that's going to
outdoors.
see a lot of weather, I would use our Tough Coat on. We have a great product if it's going to seal out of rain and things like that, but it is UV rated for outdoors.
Ooh, Missy says she's falling in love with the colors now. Well, it's about time, Missy. That's your name. I'm not calling you a silly thing. That's your name. Her name is Missy Allen.
Missy Allen.
I think that's sweet.
So,
I like it.
Missy Allen is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back in and go across. And you can do this randomly anywhere to give it a little bit more color, make it look a little bit more rustic.
Mm-hmm. You can do as much of this as you'd like,
yeah,
really.
as much or as little. And see, as I'm layering that, it kind of looks like old barnwood, doesn't it? Like,
and you can
people
see
have put tons of paint on it.
Each of these is different.
Yes. And depending on your round and how the pine, because these are pine, so you're going to have some that'll have more yellow to it, so it's going to change the color than those that have a little bit lighter.
Angie wants to know if the top coat yellows over pure white.
The Tough Coat, I don't believe that.
I think because we have the is it clear coat, the clear coat and the tough coat, two different
the
kinds.
Tough Coat, I don't believe that it does, and maybe one of the Country Chic Paint people will back me up.
Pop on
that.
in there.
But I don't believe that. I think it's a clear drying Tough Coat, so I don't think you have to worry.
That is
about
a belief.
tampering. Okay, so I'm gonna just make sure
yeah.
this is dry. Now the next step
Plant
is
tray
optional.
would be
I'm just
awesome.
gonna leave it like where it's at right now. You could go even a little bit more. I think on this one I did a lot more on it. This one looks kind of more rustic maybe, but that's okay. I'm just making sure, and it dries really fast.
Oh, Mandy says she's going to try this.
You
Thank you,
should.
she said. You're welcome,
Mandy. And if you do, make sure you come back and post pictures under the video. We'd love to see it. I'd love to see if you.
I want to see, because everything single one is
and
unique.
again,
It's pretty
for
cool.
anybody that just popped in as we were already started here, you can actually win 2 4-ounce paints, a 2-ounce wax, and a 4-ounce glaze today by just commenting who you would like to make a tray for. That gets you entered to win.
Ooh, clear coat and tough coat don't include ingredients that can yellow. Awesome.
There you go. That's what I thought, though.
That's what you thought, oh.
But we got the pros. The pros know. So I'm just going to put this gather stencil on there. You can pop the handles on or wax it, pop the handles on and be done. I'm just going to quickly show you some little cute things. I'm going to go.
This is a one-time stencil that we actually made.
It's a one-time stencil that we cut. So if you have a Cricut or a hobby cutter, you can cut them. I'm just sticking this down.
Oh, Rhonda says she does Chocatura and it'd look amazing on the trays.
Yes, you could use the transfers over. Absolutely use that. Do the same technique with the paint and then use the transfers over the paint and get a really cool sign. And I will say, you can do some really, this doesn't have to be, you don't have to do this with a round. You can do this with, just regular wood that you got, lumber that you got at the store. You can do it individuals and make a paletted sign. You can do all kinds of stuff. So
fun.
I'm going to, since I already have it.
And we're going to use the same color that we were using before, just the vanilla frosting.
The vanilla frosting and a makeup sponge here. And like I said, this isn't necessary. This is just an optional add-on.
It's a cool little thingamajig.
Kind of like wearing earrings, right?
You're not born with them. You just use them.
Yep. And really with this, it's just, you're just putting on a little bit of paint, not a lot. And the Country Chic Paint line of paint is fabulous for stenciling. It works really well because it's a nice thickness.
It's not too thick to the point where you can't do it very well, and it's definitely not too runny, you know?
It's the perfect consistency, and the other thing is it dries so fast.
It does really well on fabric, too. That was a
does.
huge, awesome surprise.
Yeah, we actually do pillowcases with it as well.
You can kind of see those over there. What? Past the light. What?
So this is just a fun little thing that you can add, and you could do any stencil. Like I know the person said about Country Chic, they have the transfers. This paint works great. We actually do our own custom transfers, and I've used it squeegeeing it through, and it worked fabulous for that as well.
That was fun.
Yeah. And typically, what I'm doing right here, I'm going over and over it really fast. You should probably let it dry.
We're just breaking all the rules tonight, so.
This afternoon.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
it's not tonight. We just don't have any windows in here.
That's right. So we never know what time it is.
Never.
Okay. So I'm gonna dry this out, and then we'll peel this baby out. We'll put some wax on it, and put some handles on it. We'll be good to go.
Yeah, wax and handles, baby.
And the other thing you could use is you could use hemp oil. We at Country Chic Paint has a wonderful hemp oil. And I just for the first time used hemp oil like not that long ago, and it I loved it.
It's awesome.
I was always a little scared of it, but it's great too, and that would be a great finish for this as well.
No reason to be scared of the hemp oil.
Nope.
You just poured it on and rubbed it all over the place. It was great.
Yeah, and I used my hands. I didn't even use a brush. And I actually did it on a Lazy Susan, so one of these rounds.
The laziest of Susans.
All right. I probably should give it one more minute.
Give it one more minute.
One more minute.
Hold on for a minute.
And then we'll put some wax on.
That's my squirrel question. You guys seen any cool squirrels lately?
Why do you always ask about the squirrels?
It's my thing. I gotta have a thing.
Do they have like for all of you people who are in Canada though? Do you have black squirrels in Canada? Because I know that in our area we have red and gray and black squirrel, but it's in other parts of the United States they don't even have those black squirrels. So I didn't know if that was.
Are they rare? Have you guys
I
seen
don't
one
know.
before?
Like in Fort Wayne there aren't any. Just like 20 miles north of us, they don't have any black squirrels.
That's weird.
So now I'm just peeling this off.
Ooh, peeling it off. Gotta get closer. Look at that.
So you can see how quick
How quick.
I've got my little
Got a little knife.
X-Acto.
Oh, scary.
You gotta make sure not to cut yourself.
We're just peeling out the centers of the one-time stencil since it's all sticky.
And I'm gonna show you with waxing, I'll show you here. Typically though, I like to let it sit for a while before I do my finish.
So we'll show you how to do it, but we recommend waiting for a little bit longer.
I would wait just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit longer.
You don't have to necessarily, but
I mean,
I like to let the
obviously.
paint kind of sit.
Let it rest.
Just a little bit.
Like dough. You know how
So
you have to let
there
dough
is
rest?
that. So what do y'all think?
Look it. Do you feel the urge to gather? Oh, it looks really cool.
So there's that. Okay, are you good?
Yep, I think
are
I'm
you
good. Are you guys good?
Are you good?
Are you all good?
Are you good?
Reply honestly.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna use our natural wax.
Oh, we got lots of happiness coming.
Good. You all are
Love
good.
you. It's great.
Isn't this cool how they have the different retailers come on and do the lives? I love that you give us this opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's cool. They're even doing lots of lives. So one thing, if you have any question about using the products too, you can look at the videos on Country Chic Paint's page here on Facebook. Look at their video section. You can also look, they have a YouTube channel and they have a slew of things over there as well.
A slew.
Just really lots of information, lots of things to do.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, so anything that you might have a question about, I'm sure they've covered it. So, all right, so now typically I would probably use a wax brush, but you really don't have to. I'm just gonna come in and put some wax, go through, and I start at the top, and you can see how it deepens the color. Deepens the color.
Oh yeah, the deepest.
And it gives it a nice sheen. I am so messy when I craft.
Ooh, Missy says she always saves the videos. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Angie says, so cool that they do this. It is so cool.
It is. And I just love
Tracy
the
says she's
opportunity.
good. That's awesome. Let me know when you're not, and I can help.
When she's not good?
Black squirrels in Michigan?
Yeah.
Gray and brown, too, says Melissa.
Where at in Michigan, Melissa?
Where are you in Michigan? Oh, they have black squirrels in Alberta.
See, they're probably everywhere, and I just always thought they were a little...
Oh, but in Nova Scotia, it is very rare to see black squirrels. See, we're learning so much. Just always ask about squirrels.
Allie and her squirrel thing.
And Tracy has never seen a black squirrel until she went to Canada. And they're beautiful. They are pretty awesome. I've seen one really up close because they really love to stick around.
I have to give a shout out, though, to the Canadians.
Tracy says she could use a good rub. Well, we'll have to arrange that depending on where you are.
That's so funny. But I have to give a shout out to the Canadians because I just got back from actually taking a little trip out east, and I took a couple of my kids to see the
falls.
Niagara Falls.
The
Where's
big
my wax?
water that falls down forever.
And I had never seen it from the U.S. side, and I got over there, and not that it's like bad around there, because it's a cool park, and there's like Goat Island or whatever, but the Canadians have us beat.
They have it together.
It's beautiful. Like even downtown around Niagara on the Canadian side, it's just gorgeous to walk around down there. They just really have the U.S. I was a little disappointed in the U.S. side, I have to say.
Tracy says that should have said foot rub. But we know what you meant, Tracy. It's okay. It's just subtext coming out for fun. Oh, Ingrid wants to know. So for outdoors, I would use wax also and then put top coat
No.
on top of it?
No. Actually, no. You don't want to wax. Putting top coat over wax is a really bad idea. If I was going to put it outdoors, I wouldn't wax it at all. I would just top coat it. And you don't need the wax. The wax is just kind of, you honestly don't even have to seal it, but it gives it, if you notice, it gives it like a deeper color. You could do the same thing with hemp oil. But if I was going to set this outside, I would use our top coat over it, is what I would do, especially since it's going to be sitting. Like if it's going to be sitting, you know, like on a surface where it's flat and not up, if you're hanging it like this, if it was a sign, then that's a little different. But if it's going to get water or moisture sitting flat, you definitely want to probably protect it with that top coat or tough coat. And then if you really like indoors, if you want to put wax over the top coat or the sealer, you can do that, but you definitely don't want to put wax on first. It's not a great idea. Your top coat won't seal properly. You'll have problems.
Ooh, Angie says Canada has the best view on Niagara.
They do.
That is true.
I agree.
After having seen it.
All right.
It is amazing.
So now we're going to put our handles on, and then we're going to be done.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how pretty
We're just
this
going to
is.
be done.
Look at how pretty it is, though.
It's so cool.
Isn't that pretty?
And it's really awesome how different it is from the other ones.
Do you all
It's
like
super
it?
awesome.
Honestly, do you all like it so
Yes.
far?
Gotta be honest.
Be
if you don't
honest.
like it, say I don't like
If you don't like it, is there anybody out there? And I will give you props for honesty. I love a good, honest opinion. Honestly, I do. Believe it or not.
In the honest of ways.
But some people are just clean finish, and typically I do kind of gravitate towards more of a clean finish, like on my painted furniture and things. But I love rustic crafts. How many of you are kind of like, I'm not so much into the rustic. I would just like to have a painted out solid tray. Is that you? You can share.
Is that you?
No one will shame you. I promise.
I mean, I might shame you a little. No, I won't shame you at all. I promise.
Because I'm just curious. You know, whether the rustic kind of like, I don't know,
Style.
is kind of falling to the wayside.
Style.
I
Country
love
chic
it.
paint. I'm more of a modern girl myself, but I
Yeah.
love all styles.
Yes.
Yeah, you can appreciate all the styles, but you like having
Right.
the rustic or the modern all together, all around
that's
you.
kind of honestly, but I love doing like the layering, and I love this kind of, because it's very artistic. And what I did here, I didn't really tell you what I was doing, but I used an awl to poke a hole, and it kind of just helps you so that you're not having to.
Andrea says she loves rustic, or Andrea, or Andrea.
And
I don't
actually,
know
I think
how you
I need
pronounce
to-
that, but
Can I stand up? I can stand up because.
Can you
make
stand
it-
up?
You can make it a.
I could make it do anything.
That's right.
I can move it like this way, or that way,
Ah!
or down, or towards you, so we can see what you're doing.
If I can get it started here. Hold
Get it
on.
started. Let's get. No, I never.
This is why I use
Can't
the
sing.
awl. You don't have to. I've got a driver, but getting the screw started is a little bit of a pain.
Ooh, Robin says she likes the modern style, but her mom is into primitive rustic style.
Oh, yeah.
So she can definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to make one of these for your mom, Robin.
And Ingrid says she's not crazy about it on furniture sets being the rustic, I think.
Yeah, you
but
like
she
the
loves it
clean
on
finish.
decor or a few pieces of furniture
That's
that are
me.
small.
I like it as accents, but
Mm-hmm.
doing it on furniture, and that's totally fine. I mean, that's.
Yeah, all in moderation. Sometimes you just don't want as much of it.
I got this moved down, so I'm not even like straight on the board, but that's okay. I'm gonna use this guy.
Oh, look at that.
Maybe I am.
Just an electric driver.
It'd help if it was going the right direction, though.
I've done that before. It's going the wrong direction, and it keeps unscrewing, and I keep trying to screw in, and it just is a mess.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up on the other side. Since I got it kind of lower, we're going to move it down.
Ooh,
here.
Beth said it would be nice as a housewarming gift.
It
oh,
would.
yeah.
Now I think
Like we said, warm the house.
my handles are a little off, but we're going to go with it, guys.
Just go with it. I think it'll look nice with the word. Because the word is a little crooked and awesome.
Yeah. You can say that. It's
I could say whatever.
So how many of you have been to the Canadian side of the falls? Because it was pretty. It was beautiful.
Or maybe just the falls in general. The falls are awesome.
Yeah.
They just keep falling.
That water just keeps going.
And you just
doesn't
wait for it, and it happens again. It keeps happening.
It's funny how we all gravitate towards water.
And
Country
humans are
Chic
like
Paint
that.
is on an island, so they're surrounded by it.
They're just surrounded by water.
I bet it's beautiful there. I'd love to come out for a visit sometime.
Ooh, Angie says she has been on the Canadian side, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because it's awesome.
Okay.
And
I
so is
think I got
Angie.
started. Gotta grunt a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's a rule that we're not breaking tonight.
right.
Or today. This time. Right now.
Do you see my workspace? It's
Can
a
you
mess.
see this here? See all
It's really a
these?
mess. Okay. Yeah, it's a little
Ooh, Angie
crooked.
wants to know if you went on the tour Under the Falls. I think you did that once, didn't you?
I did Maid of the Mist or whatever, with my husband years ago.
Years. The
Years
falls
and
probably
years.
haven't changed.
They
They're still going.
They haven't changed. Now this one I got kind of crooked because I'm not paying attention, but it'll be fine.
She's too busy thinking about how awesome all of you guys
This
are.
is how the lives go though. There we go. And I did get them, like, see how far down they are.
Well, it's when you're holding
It's
it
a
close to
little
you.
low.
Well, turn it around. If you
Okay.
got drinks on there or something, and you're like, "Hello, would you like some lemonade?"
That's right, would
That's
you
a
like some
good. That's a
lemonade?
comfortable place to hold them.
So that's it, and you can see how, I'll move my little tape roll there, you can see how different,
See how different those are?
yeah,
See how cool they are?
they're very cool.
Ooh, Angie says there's a tunnel that goes under with a lookout spot. That sounds like a
Yes,
cool
there's
secret.
there's like a cave, isn't there? I didn't do the cave though.
She didn't do the cave.
All right, so that's it. So what do you all think?
Mm-hmm.
So you have one more chance. I don't know. Maybe they'll have a winner for us.
Yes, we have a winner.
Do we have a winner?
Robin Lee.
Robin Lee, you're the winner. Awesome. Congratulations.
You are certainly the winner.
And someone there from Country Chic Paint will get in contact with you. And I
Oh,
do
yeah.
want to tell you,
Wait for a message.
If you want to get online at countrychicpaint.com, you can find a retailer. There's a retailer search engine or search little thing there. You can click on that, find a retailer near you, or you can use the Said Your Way 10 and get 10% off your first order on countrychicpaint.com. So I hope you all will try this. If you do it, post some pictures under this video when you get it all done. And whoever the winner is, Robin
Lee.
you have to make one of these. You just have to.
You have to now.
All right.
So,
well, I want to thank you all for watching today, and I think we are finito. We are done.
we are finito.
All right. We'll see you.
All right.
Y'all have a blessed one. Bye now.
Bye.